The tale of Mulan is one of love, sacrifice, and courage. When a young woman takes her father's place in the Chinese army, she believes she's saving him from certain death. But what if her decision didn't spare his life as much as it altered the entire course of the war? A fan theory suggests just that, hinting at her bold choice may have complicated the Chinese army's plans, and perhaps even made things harder for the nation she was trying to protect. It all began with an impossible choice. The Huns had invaded China, and the emperor's decree demanded that one man from every family join the fight. For the Fa family, this meant Fa Zhao, an aging warrior veteran, still bearing the scars of battles fought long ago. His body was frail, his movements slow, but his honor would not allow him to refuse. For Mulan, watching her father limp forward to accept his conscription was unbearable. That night, she made a fateful decision. Disguised as a man, she stole away her father's armor and sword, determined to take his place. From the moment she arrived at the camp as Ping, it was clear that the troops she had joined were far from battle ready. The camp was chaotic, its recruits undisciplined and untrained. Li Sheng, the young commander, was still struggling to mold them into soldiers, all while facing the sneers and skepticism of the emperor's advisor. Sheng's task was daunting, but what if he was never meant to shoulder it alone? The theory suggests that Fa Zhao's draft wasn't destined to place him on the front lines. His years of military service, while long behind him, had likely earned him the respect of the higher-ups. Instead of fighting, Fa Zhao might have been assigned to train the new recruits. His experience could have brought much-needed order to the camp and helped guide Sheng, whose leadership, though promising, was still untested. Mulan's well-meaning intervention may have disrupted these plans. By taking her father's place, she left the army without the wisdom of an elder soldier, placing even greater pressure on Sheng to rise to the occasion. Without Fa Zhao to steady the troops, the camp descended further into disorder. And not to mention that the constant belittling of Sheng may not have been simple disdain. It could have been frustration that a veteran leader wasn't there to provide guidance. Of course, none of this stopped Mulan from proving herself. Through grit, determination, and ingenuity, she rose from outcast to hero, becoming instrumental in China's defense. It was Mulan's clever thinking that triggered the avalanche, crushing Shan Yu's massive army, and it was her cunning that ultimately led to Shan Yu's defeat in the emperor's palace. Without her, China might have fallen. But what if Mulan's actions were never necessary to save her father? The theory posits that Fa Zhao's health and age would have kept him away from the front lines. Perhaps he would have been sent home after a brief assessment, his duty fulfilled, or assigned to a safer role training recruits. In either case, he might have returned to his family without ever facing the horrors of war. Mulan's fear for his life, while heartfelt, may have been based on a misunderstanding. Yet her decision to go wasn't in vain. While Fa Zhao might not have been in mortal danger, her presence in the army changed everything. Without Mulan, the avalanche wouldn't have stopped Shan Yu's forces, and the palace might have fallen. Her actions saved not just her father, but all of China. In the end, this theory casts Mulan's journey in a new light. It suggests that her greatest act wasn't protecting her father as she had originally intended, but stepping into a new role she never imagined for herself. Whether or not Fa Zhao needed saving in the first place, China surely did, and it was Mulan's bravery that ensured its survival.